Amsterdam South Coast. I mean, the migrant youths, the black youths. What is happening?
What I'm seeing is the institutions in place to, I think, mold characters to fit in the society are not doing their work.
Okay.
If I could mention the churches, some of them, majority.
Yeah.
They don't let the children understand the real worship or the real God they are following.
Okay.
Because they will be doing different things and at the same time claiming that, they are worshiping the Lord. But if the churches can let them know, understand what that worshiping is about, then they will know if they are on the right track or not. But if you just let them go to church on Sunday, play, dance, and you don't let them know what the church is about. Is it about lawlessness, practicing in the system, or is it abiding? No, they have to share the fund. What I'm trying to say is the total foundation is wrong. The total foundation is wrong. Because how can somebody be going to church and the lifestyle? So it is up to the church, the churches, the pastors. They should let the youth know. The churches are there for just to, how do you say? What can I say? It's a life molding institution to guide the youth into the right direction. It's like going to the university to graduate, to fit in society. You understand me? So, but it's like they are more on their personal, maybe some, I would say, not all of them, but some of them base their addition on themselves. Something like how to get money, or if they say something, some of the members will stop the church, they won't come and they can't pay their rent and all sort of distance. You understand me? But if they should put down all the principles of the Lord, what the Lord himself wants each and everyone to live, then they will know when they are going wayward. They will know.
For example, my church, we have every Saturday and Sunday we have a youth meeting. Then our youth leaders will talk with us about all kind of stuff, and I think that's a very big thing, and it's a very good thing for all of us, because then we learn from it. And she's not talking like you are doing bad things, and she's not expecting bad things from us, but she's just telling us that if you do that, maybe bad things can happen. And if you don't do that, it's better for yourself. So then we know that the things that she's saying, it makes sense. So then we know what to do about that kind of stuff. Because a lot of people in the church, in the old people, they expect that every child from our age, that they are maybe akolaboni, that's what they will say. And I don't think that that's really true. It's just how the person is. You just have to know how you talk to the children, and people in the church expect bad things from them. That's why maybe they don't know how to react to the things that they expect from them. This is maybe the reason why the
bad things are happening.
Yeah, that's maybe the reason. If they look at you, then they think that maybe the way you dress or the way you are, that you are maybe bad. But I think that you have to talk to people to know how they are. So if you can't give them advice, then you shouldn't talk at all. That's what I think.
If I'm the mother, that I will see the kind of dress that my daughter is dressing, I will say something. I will say something to that daughter. You know, because it's not fair. We are following the fashion.
That's right.
We say that Europe here, especially in Holland here, we are free to do whatever we want to do.
Yeah.
But as we are Christian, it's not good for us.
Yeah.
Bible said that we have everything. Everything we have it, but it's not all of them. It's good for a Christian. So if you are a child of God, you know that you belongs to Christ. The way that you dress, you have to change it.
My mom, she doesn't really talk to me about, you know, really a deep conversation.
Yeah.
But
What do you mean by deep?
Deep, like things that are happening that she doesn't really talk about, like because she's seen something that she's thinking negatively about me.
Okay.
Mom talks to me, and she kind of try to keep me away from bad stuff.
Yeah.
But I know that the things that I maybe do that's not right, I will not do it.
Yeah.
Because I know that my mom.
Exactly what you said now. The churches are not doing enough. They are not preaching the truth. They are not letting them know what Christianity is about. I'm afraid they are rather preaching different things about prosperity, so everybody feel comfortable if only he or she is making the money. Whether it is a criminal activity, he doesn't mind or she doesn't mind, just to make the money, and everybody will hate that person in society. But it's good for a Christian to also own material things. But how do you acquire that material things? Let the child know that, okay, before I would like to ride a car, but before I can ride a car, I have to. These are the things governing I have to work to earn some money, to save, to buy a car, to use by myself. But if you don't let a child understand all these principles, and you just only praises him, he acquired these material things, you don't check where he got the money, where he earned the money buying that flashy cars and this, and you say, oh, he has done well, he's a hard, you know what I mean? Yeah. Then they will know, because he'll go in, corrupt himself to earn all these things, and he'll be feeling comfortable in it. And people will be hailing him. But if you let the youth know that, okay, for you to be like this, these are the principles governing it, then they will know that when they are going wayward, they will know. But if we always preach prosperity is good, but how do you prosper? Because somebody who is a thief, somebody who is a robber, can also make money. He is also prospering in the eyes of people. But let the youth know that prosperity is good for all, but how to acquire it matters.
Sex before marriage is abomination to God. So marriage before sex, that's what the Bible says. And I think character begins at home. If this girl or this boy is doing it, and the parents are not controlling it, they will go on, and they will do it.
Well, it's difficult to just put your finger on one problem, because it has to do with different aspects of it. Parents, you have the responsibility to raise your children the right way. That's your responsibility. Also, the community have to be open-armed about these children with another background. Also, you're from another country, so you have different culture. Yes, so they also have to be open-armed and see that they are different. So you don't shut them out.
It's good if a parent talk to her child about that kind of stuff. But now at school we also learn a lot about that kind of stuff. So if we're home, then we don't really like to talk to our mothers, because I don't know, Ghanaian mothers and fathers doesn't want to talk about that kind of stuff with their children.
But do you think that it's not because the children don't want to talk about it with their parents, or just because the parents don't want to talk about it with their children?
I think it's both.
Both, Yeah. So we are trying to say that the youth should be open with that, their parents, and the parents should do likewise.
Yes.
So some of the weaknesses or some of the things that are happening, so we are trying to attribute it to the communication in the house. It's not that much. Maybe if there's one thing you want to advise every parent, what will you say to tell them?
Now I'll tell them to talk with their children about stuff.
Yeah.
And try to think negative about the children's themselves, but try to talk in a positive way to the children so that they can learn from their parents.
But do you think that the church should do more so as to attract the youths in the church? Because even among the Dutch churches, I hear the churches are closing down. Even if they were there, you go into the churches, you cannot see young people. You see only old people in church. So the young people, they are like, they don't want to go to church anymore because they say there's not enough fun in church. It's just boring. They are preaching, they are singing, the music is just boring. Everything is just boring. So what do you think the church should be doing that will attract more youths in the church?
The old people, they expect that every child from our age that they are maybe akolaboni, that's what they will say. And I don't think that that's really true. That's right. It's just how the person is. You just have to know how you talk to the children, and then everything will be fine with yes.
So the churches to really organize session more for the youth, for the young people.
I think that's better, so that the people will learn. But they also have to talk with people not too old, but like they're
middle age.
Yes, so that they will understand themselves more.
Okay.
Sex before marriage is abomination. So you marry before you doing that thing. Let me tell you something. I'll be a boy before, and if I remember those days in school, a condom can fail you. Condom can blast. It blasts always, and it can fail you. So let's do it with condom. At the end of it, you see -0. You get your pregnancy, and then you get your baby. That's right. And you done it before married. You are offended. God will be annoying with you. God don't like that. So what I said, no condom. Stay away from sex. Make sure you marry. If let me put this thing on here. When you obey your parents and you respect in your home, I don't think any guy can come to you and, excuse me to say, come and mess up with your life. Before this guy will know your name, have your contact number, this guy have to know your parents and know them very well. Good friendship. Before, after you come and you become a couple, then dating yourself, you have to know the person very well before. Because recently there are some things in their hair. I don't want to bring it out here. If you know the person very well, I don't think the person will mess up your life. But if you don't know the person will mess up your life anyhow. And you have seen that thing already. So if you get one with you, leave this girl to go. I've seen it already. After all, what? You are married before sex.
Okay. So it's a clear message. Youths to get into relationship, get to know the people that they are after, that they are going into relationship before sex, and go into marriage before sex. Don't try that condom. Condom cannot hold you, and you should live a pure life. According to our brother said.
Well, my background is because I'm a Muslim. I don't think you have to have sex before your marriage. Okay. That's the rule what I see, and you have to respect. But I don't think you can just get up and marry someone you don't know. So I think it's important to know a person, and if you love them, you have to know, you have to talk about it. So it doesn't come from one day to another that you get married. So you have to have friends and meet people and talk to people. You have to know the person who you're going to marry. So I think it's normal, but that is normal after you're 18. So like 14, 15, it's not necessary, of course, to have relationships, or that's more friendships.
So we are saying
outside, I don't like it. If we want to show something, you have to show this thing in our bedrooms for our husbands, for our not even the friends, for our husbands. But so I normally tell them that they have to keep themselves until they're married before they open it for their husbands. So the way that they are dressing, I don't like it. And the Bible said that we are the temple of God. So if we are the temple of God, we have to be covered. We have to be clean in all ways. We have it, but it's not all of them. It's good for a Christian. So if you are a child of God, you know that you belongs to Christ. The way that you dress, you have to change it. I don't love it. Dress normal.
So we are saying that especially those who are going to church, their families are going to church, they're supposed to pick up a good character.
Yes.
Their mothers should be able to advise them to dress right.
Yes.
So if the mothers are not playing their role and the church is not playing their role, what can you really say if you're going to advise any mother and a church that have these youths? What will you want to tell them at this moment?
If you're a mother, especially in this Europe, communicate with your child,
okay,
and show your child that this dress is not good for you. This is not good for you. Let them know that this kind of dress is not good for Christians, especially for Africans. For Africans, for a Ghanaian community. I don't like it.
Because there's so many things happening with the youth, and it is a pain with their parents, it's a pain to the community, it's a pain with those who have lived a good life and they expected the youth to copy from that. What is really happening with the youth? What do you think that the youth should be doing?
First of all, you expect that the youth sees her parents as a role model.
That's
and
right.
do the things they should do, but I think youth is a second generation or third generation, and they do other things different.
That's right.
You can't compare them with the parents, so there will always be differences between the children and the parents.
Yeah.
But I mean, bringing your children up is very important, and you have to give them principles, how to live and how to do things right.
Yeah.
But you cannot expect them to do exactly the same things you have learned in your youth about your parents. So that's difficult. So you have to see that.
Yeah.
So you cannot expect 100% to do the things that you expect them to do.
Now that if the youths are failing as what is happening now, so we go back to the parents to want to blame them that they didn't give them or they didn't pass on their good character in the right way. Should we be blaming the parents?
Not for 100%, no, because the community is also important here. So if you give them the right education from home, that's a basis.
Yeah.
But the youth is also comparing themselves with other children around them.
Yeah.
So the community is very important. If they see their friends doing bad things and doing drugs or whatever, they have they want to do the same because they want to fill in and they want to be friends with that community too. That's difficult.
I think that if they dread that kind of dressing, it means they are beautiful. No.
Because I think you have to educate your children. I don't think.
No, I mean in that relationship, they should not be talking about sex.
Well, I don't see it necessary. If it's not, it's a common relationship. It doesn't need to. You don't need to talk about that.
Okay.
But if it's a serious relationship, and I don't think a 14-year-old relationship is very serious. So I don't see the need for you to talk about that in that relationship.
Okay. So we are saying that youth should abstain from sex until they get married. Is that what?
Well, that's what I think. Yeah.
That's what you think.
That's what I think. That's what I think personally.
Okay.
You can have relationships, but at the sex part, I don't think it's necessary. I think it's better for you to do that with the person you marry.
What about safe sex?
That's very important too, of course.
Safe sex.
Yes.
Okay, they can have sex, but safe sex.
I mean, after you're married, of course.
After you're married.
You have to get tested, so you don't have a disease or something.
Okay.
But in other things, you should have sort of. Safe sex.
But
that's my personal meaning. If someone wants to have sex before you're married, that's their own choice. It's a personal choice.
All eye is looking at you.
That's right.
You don't know the kind of eye that's looking at you. If you take it in a spiritual way, you don't know the kind of eye, the spirit that behind that eye that's looking at you. So you don't have to, let your body outside. All the people will see it. I don't love it.
I think it's also important to educate from home to say that, well, maybe if you want a relationship, you can have it, but sex is just too early for that. And if you do want to have that, get to it with protection, so you don't get diseases or you don't get pregnant. Because I see a lot of kids here. What you say, have children.
Kids giving birth to kids.
Yes, that's not normal. That's, it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah. So we are trying to say here that if you had any advice to advise a girl of that teenage what would you really tell them?
First of all, think of yourself.
Yeah.
You have to protect yourself.
That's right.
Because having kids at that age or having unprotected sex is, first of all, it has an impact on you. Your life will be like destroyed. You don't have a youth anymore.
Right.
You just go to school, have fun, and you know.
Like we're trying to say, love is not everything.
Love is
not just
no, of course.
Crazy things.
I mean, love is very important, but you also have to think of your education. Education is number one at that age. I mean, love can always come. You don't have to hurry at that. You have to think that love comes around. It's not. You have to you don't have to look for it. So that's something you can pull out till you're older. So.
Yes. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you.
So we'll be back.
Well, actually, to me, I think that drugs with the youth, I think, is very bad because it's spoiling a lot of the young kids who are coming up, the future leaders of the community. So I think it's not good for the youth to go on with using drugs and things in the community. Because a lot of youth that I knew that started some years back, some of them have ended up in the jail, and some of them also, their life is miserable right now. They don't know what they are doing right now. So there's no control right now because, you know, it's like most of the youth, some people use drugs for, let's say, they said if you take the drugs, then all their problems is being solved. But mind you, you can take drugs right now, you'll be happy, you'll be like, you are king of the town, but it's like within some few or some hours time, the drug will just go off and your problems will remain there. You know, some people also use the drugs for sex. Excuse me to say, you use the drugs on ladies. If I take drug and I'm having sex with a lady or something, I'm going to be, you know, strong on the lady or something. It's very, excuse me to say, it's foolish. You know, you don't need to use drugs. You just have to use your normal strength. You know, so I think it's very bad.
Yeah, because of all of the after effects, like the ecstasies and all the stuff. They have the after effects of it, and those are the dangerous parts of the whole thing, because the after effects really come back against them to cause them really to be down after using those drugs. So we are trying to say that the government should do more.
The church play a very big role in this aspect, because it's like if they are educating like youth programs and things, educating the youth on drugs, how to, I mean, stay away from drugs and things. Even they will be even giving them some talks about it. Some people who have used it for some years back, whereby their life is not going on well. They just have to show some movies and things for them to know. Because if you are talking with that, I mean, showing something that has happened before, the youth think say maybe it's like you are just joking, you know. So the church will need to pray very hard and also educate the youth through their youth meetings and things. But you see, at times too, not all the youth to attend churches. You know, so I will urge the church, our leaders also to, I mean, go out there, preach the gospel to the youth, and let them know what the gospel says. And if they are, I mean, strongly in the gospel right now, they can't even go out to have these kind of drug issues.
What you are saying again, and that was a very good point, because some leaders also maybe in churches do not really know what is a drug. And maybe most of the time we just talk about cocaine, but they don't know much about ecstasies and all those things that is they call it stress release drugs. But all those things, they have an after effect that you become worse than when you began. So I think that leaders in churches, as you just said, they need to really have a good information about what is a drug and educate these young people, so that they really know when they see this, that it's not necessary. They know that all these issues, they are not good for them. They should just keep it away from themselves and look for strength, go for sportive activities if they need to be strong.
Most of our big men too, they think that maybe because of stress, I just have to, I mean, take some drug, whereby it's not prescribed for you. Anything excess is going to be drug abuse. You know, So they also need some, I mean, tidbits. They need to be talked to and things. Advice. They need advice. Even so, that's what I'm saying. The church play a very big role in it. No, it's like right now, if maybe you say stress and stresses, you just need to do a little bit of exercise. Normal human being, if you wake up early every morning, you need to walk at least 30 minutes in your lifetime every day. If you do that, then I think stress is going to be out from your system. You know, you'll be okay. You need to exercise the body. The body needs exercise. So don't think about drugs, using drugs and things. It won't help you. So that's what I have.
We don't use drugs to get high. There are so many things that we can use to get high. Sometimes you just need to visit a friend if you want to get high. Sometimes I think you just need to do best sport. You need to go out for some running. You need to just go out for some jogging. You don't just need to use cigarette. Yeah. You don't just need to use exercise and whatever to want to get high. You can get high in doing sport, eating the good food. Yeah. Nutritional food, eat good, balanced diet, sleep good, and you will be high. So drugs is not good for young people. So please go, stay out of drug. Thank you.